Joe. All right.
My name is
Thanks, girls.
I don't like when you say
Good job.
bye.
All right.
Where's my water?
This is for my girls. Boy, you're way high up there.
Yeah, it doesn't fit.
I've got Kate doing my video this time.
I'm gonna go kick my mom.
My daughter Kate's doing a video this time. She's been dying to get onto YouTube in somehow, some way, so there she goes. So in the last video, you saw me talk about the 3 knives that really kind of sparked my interest in knives. In this video, I'm going to talk about some EDC stuff. This is my current regular carry rotation. I'll go through those real quick. But as of, I think, Monday, I'm going to switch over to these. I'm just going to change them around, keep it fresh. So, we'll start here. This is a Templar OTF 440 stainless. This was a budget OTF. I bought it at a gun show. I want to say it was $80 or something like that. It's really not that special, but it's just fun to play with. You know, those days where you got nothing to do, but you just want to do something with your hands. There's an OTF. So it weighs a ton. It's like a boat anchor in your pocket, but it's fun to play with. This knife you guys saw in the last video talked about Kershaw Leek. This was the first Kershaw Leek. I pretty much always have a Kershaw Leek in the rotation. It's just a solid little knife, really nothing overly fancy about it. Onion design, speed safe. It's got a manual lock here that keeps the blade physically locked shut. This one I have a bronze or blue anodized titanium pocket clip and screws. Frame lock, stainless steel. The one that I go to next I'll talk about. It's a little bit different, but still a Leek. The Essie Avispa. I'm sorry, the Essie Zancudo. D10 steel, frame lock, FRN scales. I really like this little knife. I took it apart and did some maintenance on it, just wiped it down, re-lubricated the washers. It's got phosphor bronze and Teflon together. Once I did that though, this thing just smooth, clean, easy. Really like this little knife. The SOG Terminus XR. I got this one I got right around Christmas time. Blade HQ was having a Black Friday sale. D2 steel, G10 scales. I really like this XR lock from SOG. It makes these knives fully drop shut. Where this one was about an $85 knife, this one's about a $45 knife. This one was about a $35 knife. This one's in the mid-50s. But just a really fun little knife to play with that XR lock. A lot of fidget factor. It runs clean. It sounds gritty. I've never taken this one apart though, and it just runs like a champ. Oop, I say that as I mess it up. Yeah, just a really nice knife. This one will be one that's hard to get out of my rotation long term. This is a fairly new one to my rotation. This is the Boker Keyhone. It's a Lucas Burnley design. Again, I saw those guys from Blade HQ interviewing Lucas Burnley. I have a couple of other Burnley knives or Burnley design knives. I really like the Burnley knives. And I'll just tell you, for the price, this was right at $50. For the price you spend on an auto, I've got some Gerber autos and some Kershaw autos and a ProTech auto, and then I've got this. This is half the price of all the other ones at least, and it is every bit as good. It's snappy, it hits hard. Just a really nice, really fun little knife, and I just love that desert. They call it, Blade HQ calls it the Desert Warrior pattern. Just an efficient blade shape. Just a really nice Lucas Burnley design. My last current EDC is the SE of this is the Azula. Yeah, the SE Azula fixed blade micarta scales. I like to mix in a fixed blade knife, a small 3 or sub 3 inch fixed blade. Every now and again, maybe once a week or once every other week or so. This is just a really, really nice one. It locks into the hand really well. The micarta scales, the jimping on the spine. It's got a real thick blade stock, so this is going to stand up to whatever you want to do with it. And SE's warranty is top notch. There's really not one better on the market. I mean, it could be the same, but not better. I really like the SE Azula, or Azula 2. So those are my current EDC knives. I will occasionally mix in a Tenacious Anya. I have a couple of these. This is going to be an upcoming series, or an upcoming video, is knives that let you know that you've got a problem. For example, I have 4 Kershaw leagues. I am developing quite the collection of Tenacious. Again, my daughter's running the camera, so I apologize for whatever the video quality looks like. Oh, this is the knife. I really, really like this knife. This is the one that I really learned how to do the Spidey flick with. Blue hardware. This is the standard configuration. I am working on a project with the Tenacious, which is why I have several of them. Anyway, like I said, we're going to discuss that project in the future. So these are the knives I'm going to switch to probably Monday on a regular basis, or I say regular. I'm going to kind of alternate between these. You know what, we're going to start with the fixed blade. This is just a super cheap, again, sub 3 inch fixed blade Winchester. It's really poor quality steel. It's really poor quality finish. But this knife, I just beat it and beat it and beat it, and it keeps on cutting things. I occasionally have to refinish the edge a little bit on it, but for some reason I just really like the classic look of this knife. As I develop my collection, I will likely find a better knife to replace this one, but for now, this one does just fine. I've had it for it seems like an eternity also. Here's another one of the leaks. We've seen these in the last video. This again is this one has aluminum scales, a liner lock versus the frame lock. This one's a liner lock, and this one has that upgraded CPM 154 steel off of the carbon fiber model. Again, just a nice little assisted opening knife. Ken Onion Designs, phosphor bronze, yada yada yada. Everybody knows about the leaks. It's just a good little knife. This one is again another gun show special. I want to say this one cost me about $70. It's a Cobra-Tech OTF. I saw these red aluminum scales and I just kind of, I felt like I had to have it. This one's the double-edged, I guess you call that a double-edged Tonto. Yeah, I don't know. But I've never really bought into the whole thing of OTFs until I got a couple. These two super cheap ones. They're just fun to play with. But I got this one because if I ever decided to carry an OTF, I thought the smaller the OTF, the better. The less aggressive it may come off. This one has D2 steel, aluminum, red aluminum scales. The action on it, I've seen a lot of negative press about the Cobra-Tech lineup of knives. To be honest, I've never had a problem with this one, but I don't put it through a lot of hard use. It's just a small little blade, and to be, most of what this is going to be used for is letters and tape and such. Occasionally, well, I've never really tried to put it into anything hard, so just a fun little fidgety regular carry knife. These last three are probably going to be the bulk of my regular carry rotation. So this, I just noticed I'm Kershaw heavy this time around. This is one of the Emerson Kershaws. I honestly forget. I didn't look at it. I want to say this is the CQC 5. I could be wrong about that though. G10 scales, kind of that OD green or forest green G10 scale. Emerson wave feature, thumb disc, liner lock. That is, to be honest, the reason I chose this one over the others that I have was because it's a liner lock. This is a knife I have not done any maintenance on, by the way, so that may be something that's upcoming, is to take it apart and clean it up and lube it. So, but just want to. I am a huge fan of Emerson knives. I don't have any as yet. I will get some down the road at some point. So this is kind of, well, I mean, I have a Benchmade, and I have the ZT0640, but as far as dedicated Emersons, I don't really have any of those, so this may be as close as I get for now. But yeah, just a decent little knife. I want to give it a shot. I haven't carried any of these Emersons. I carried my Emerson CQC, Kershaw Emerson CQC 2 off and on several months ago. Really liked it, so I'm going to give this one a shot, see how it goes. Another Kershaw. This is actually my newest addition to my collection. I got this today. This cost me about $35 on eBay. This is the Kershaw Cryo. Rick Hinderer design, phosphor bronze washers. It's an assisted opening knife, steel scales, frame lock. I did take this one apart and clean it up, lube it up. Got some oil right there. Yeah, when I got this one out of the box today, it was a little bit, it was a little crusty. And it was set up for tip down, so I reversed it to tip up. Don't mind that. If you can see that, that's a Kershaw T6 pocket screw, or a pocket clip screw. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to giving this one a shot. I don't typically like assisted opening knives. I don't typically like frame locks, and I don't typically like metal scales. But I'm going to give it a shot and see how it goes. And then finally, this is the Civivi Hooligan. Again, This one you can find about $50. Civivi is the budget brand of WE knives. Everybody's heard of WE knives. We make some great quality product. This is the Hooligan. It's D2 steel. It's micarta scales. Really nice pocket clip. It could stand to be milled into the scale, but they've done it well. It's a pretty loose pocket clip, but means it'll get in and out of the pocket pretty easily. Liner lock. Just a really nice action. This is, of course, I'm reverse flicking it, which means it's a lot of fun to play with and fidget with. Just a really nice knife for the price. You get a really nice action, really good scale materials, and at least kind of a higher end version of budget material in the blade with that D2. Just a really nice knife. Fun to, like I said, fun to fidget with. That's pretty much it. This is the old EDC rotation. This is going to be the new EDC rotation starting Monday. Monday, what is that going to be? The 13th? Just want to tell everyone out there, Easter is tomorrow, so have a happy Easter. If you're not Catholic, or if you're not Christian, if your religion has a holiday that y'all celebrate at this time of year, then happy that. You all have a great evening.